Well, it's America. 2 days ago was Thanksgiving. I just woke up from my food coma, and now it's time to react. Hello. Welcome into Tool Fan Reacts. This is my YouTube channel where I graciously react to music requested by you. These are ice cold reactions. By that I mean I don't do any research about the song or the group before I react. So what often happens is many of the things I say are completely incorrect, and there are several that wish to point out to me how wrong I was. And that's fun. Who doesn't want to get scolded, right? We're gonna head to the 80s now, I'm assuming. Sorry if I'm wrong, but this is the group a-ha, famously known in the US for their hit Take On Me. Here we have is what I'm told a little bit more of an obscure song, at least in America. It's called Manhattan Skyline. So, I'm not going to waste your time or mine any longer. Let's get to the song. Okay, here we are with Manhattan Skyline by a-ha.
We sit and watch umbrellas fly. I'm trying to keep my newspaper dry. I hear myself say, my boat's leaving now, so we shake hands and cry. Now I must wait goodbye, wait goodbye.
All right. The Take On Me video famously was that animated look, so it got a lot of attention. This is a similar approach. It isn't quite as detailed, but I like the connect the dots angle. That certainly takes me back to when I was a kid. I'm not sure if this was... it looks like it's on an actual piece of paper. What they probably did was just shot a piece of paper, and then everything else is animated over it, with the paper being a constant background. That's my guess. Much to be expected from the 80s. We have a lot of keyboard action going on here. We have... maybe there's a keytar. I don't know. But... I believe the main little tune at the beginning there was all keyboard, and then you had that lower tone that was sort of constant, and that seems to carry out throughout everything. It changed notes, but it was a steady sort of lower hum to fill some of that space in between the other notes. So I'm not surprised by the fella's voice. It sounds about similar to what I remember from Take On Me, so let's see if he goes into some areas that weren't featured on that song, or if he stays in this one type of vocal lane. We'll find out. Okay, got a little more rock. It totally changed looks here on the video. Looks sort of like newsprint now, if you zoom in on newsprint. But I was noticing that the instruments were all remaining as just the numbers that were not connected yet. The dots had not yet been connected, but you could still tell what some of it was a mic stand, there was a drum, or there was a guitar. So I'm guessing eventually those will get filled in, but maybe not, since the look of the video has now changed from just outline drawing of figures to now what looks to be sort of newsprint. I'm going to jump back a little bit to the kickstart of that. Yeah, we're really going all in on newspaper now. Was there a connect the dots portion featured in the newspapers at some point. Otherwise, I don't see the connection between a very newspaper-themed video starting off with a connect the dots. The song itself is very cool. I like it better than Take On Me. A little bit more rock involved. It's a bit heavier. I noticed in this era that they wanted every sound to just spread and fill the room. Nothing was condensed, you know what I mean? So, you hear the one hit of a snare, it just sort of rings out. The keyboard tones ring out. The voice rings out. The guitar rings out. Everything is mixed in that same way, and I think that's pretty common for this time. I know that's a sound that usually doesn't grab me so much, so maybe that's why I typically shy away from music of this era, because it's not something that's used sparingly to create an effect within a song. It's the entire song, and it's a lot of songs. So I'm sure that was just the musical trend at the time, and so everyone wanted to sort of jump on that bandwagon because a song broke out that used that type of a mix. And so everyone wanted to grab a piece of that while it was hot. If a song had a different type of a mix, a more subtle type of a mix, and then there was an element that was mixed in this way that stood out, that might catch my ear a little more. But everything is just cranked up to that level in this song. Lyrically, I haven't been able to pick up on much, so I don't have a lot to comment on as far as what the song's message might be. But I will say that as far on a first listen, so far, if I had to choose between listening to Take On Me and this, I would definitely choose this. But let's get back to it.
Their goodbyes I've come to depend on the look in their eyes. My blood sweet pain, the wind and the rain brings back words of a song, and they say
All I could pick up on is, that quieter part where he's saying say goodbye over and over again. This part, I'm not quite sure exactly what he's saying. I don't want to maybe cry again. I don't want to something again. Maybe there was someone in his life that was hurting him, and so he doesn't want to feel that anymore, so he's choosing to let go and send this person away because he doesn't want to feel what that person made him feel again. Manhattan Skyline could have been a reference to where he was living at the time when this was going on in his life. Definitely an emotional song, a little bit of a somber song, but it's accompanied with the heavy rock element. I like the chaos that has been introduced in this latter part of the video. Maybe that's to represent the chaos that would ensue when the decision is made or when the person was told that they need to leave. There's probably a big fight. I'm trying to make the connection with the newspaper theme and sort of maybe the news headline aspect. Maybe this was a very public breakup of some kind. Or maybe he's not commenting on a relationship he was having with a person. Maybe it was a relationship he was having with New York and the status of the city then. I'm sure many of you out there know what this song is about and how far off I am from the meaning. and I'm sure you would love to tell me all about it. I welcome your comments. I'm curious to know. All right, let's go back a little bit, and we'll get back to the song.
To myself, a chance of a lifetime to see you rising. On the front page, a black and white picture of Manhattan skyline.
All right, so on the front page, a black and white picture of Manhattan skyline. I'm not quite sure. Again, maybe it is his relationship with the city. But either way, I liked that. I liked that a lot more than Take On Me. Maybe because Take On Me was such a huge hit and this is just something new from this group for me. Maybe that's why. But it definitely had a more aggressive energy. And maybe because Take On Me, I heard that when I was a little kid. Maybe I haven't delved deeply enough into Take On Me to give it a really solid listen to know what my actual opinion would be on it now as an adult. That's very possible. So it could have just been the time of my life that song was popular. But all right, that was my reaction to Manhattan Skyline by a-ha. If you would like me to react to any other a-ha songs or any other songs of that era or any other songs of any other era in the world or the universe, leave it down in the comments section below. This has been another episode of Tool Fan Reacts. Please always thoroughly cook your meat.